Top 100 characters in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Number 100, Pabu. Pabu, the Fire Ferret, even though played a minor role in Avatar Korra's era, was still a very loyal and helpful companion slash pet to her team Avatar, transcending the status of cute mascot for their pro-bending team. Pabu has been with Korra and the team through good and bad, and we would not like it any other way. Number 99, Momo. Though he played a minor role in Aang's era, he was definitely a loyal pet and helpful companion of Aang's team Avatar. Though mischievous, Momo was very innocent and playful, and he, along with Aang and Appa, all three were at one point the last of their kind, which is why their bonds were so strong with one another, and why Momo, regardless of how small, would always be an irreplaceable part of Aang's team Avatar.
Number 98, Nyla. Nyla is the Shershu companion of the bounty hunter June, and is the best type of partner for a bounty hunter because not only is she loyal, she's also big, strong, and fast, allowing June and others to ride on her through many types of difficult terrains to track down their mark. Nyla has a whip-like tongue that carries a powerful toxin capable of paralyzing her and June's prey, and she's big and strong enough to even fight with a sky bison. Nyla's mole-like nose can pick up scents so greatly that she can follow aroma trails even a nation's length away, meaning Nyla can track you down to the ends of the world. Number 97, Naga. Naga is the polar bear dog companion of Avatar Korra. She's kind, playful, and loyal like a dog, but also ferocious and protective like a bear. She is big and strong enough for Avatar Korra and her allies to ride on, and has always been a helpful support to Korra's team Avatar, being strong and big enough to face off against adversaries of Korra, being able to either beat them down or scare them off. But regardless of how much of a fierce beast she can be, Naga will always be the cute, lovable polar bear dog pet and best friend of Avatar Korra. Number 96, Appa. Appa is the big sky bison companion and best friend of Avatar Aang. But even though he can be friendly and playful, don't underestimate him, as this sky bison can be an intimidating force with both his size and strength. And with being that his species was one of the original airbenders, it allows Appa the ability to create powerful gusts of wind with his tail swings and even fly, which comes in quite handy for Team Avatar for when they need to travel somewhere quickly or make a just as quick getaway. But even if Appa wasn't the ultimate travel companion for Aang, there would still be no parting with him, because not only was he Aang's iceberg buddy that he had a 100-year nap with, he was Aang's first best friend if you're not counting Monk Gyatso. Plus, being the mascot of the series doesn't hurt either. Number 95, June. One of the greatest of her time, to be precise. She's a pro at the whip, and if you ain't careful, she'll leave a scar. An elite at tracking people, and is not loyal to any side, only those who pay the most. No surprise she's a beast tamer, and I'm not just talking of man's hearts. She rides a Shershu she names Nala, which is almost like a giant wolf-like mole. It has no eyes, yet sees through its tongue and nose, through taste and smell. Its tongue can also inject a toxin that paralyzes its prey, making Nyla at the end of the day the greatest pet for a bounty hunter as good as June. If you ever need someone brought in dead or alive, but mainly alive, holla at June. Number 94, Fang. Fang is the loyal beast companion of Avatar Roku. He's a powerful dragon that was apparently raised up by Roku, which is why he's so loyal to him. And with Fang being a dragon, it gives him a whole roster of abilities to aid his avatar, such as flight, indomitable strength, and even fire breath. And Fang was so loyal to Roku that he even sacrificed himself even when he didn't have to, just to die alongside not just his master, but his best friend. And even as a spirit, he stays by Roku's side, helping Aang, the avatar that came after Roku, being a great means of transportation and an all-around great avatar companion. Number 93, Tio. The son of the ingenious mechanist, Tio has a deep-seated longing for freedom, which is why he loves gliding more than anything through the air like the Airbenders. Being one of the many allies of Team Avatar, Tio helped in the invasion of the Fire Nation. And even though he's paraplegic, he is a great companion, able to give great air support through his expert gliding skills, dropping bombs on the enemy, as well as having the knowledge and know-how to operate one of his father's earth-bending powered tanks, proving Tio's not just a reliable friend, but an awesome pilot and ally. Number 92, the Mechanist. The Mechanist, Tio's father, was an ingenious engineer responsible for all the advancements in technology in Avatar Aang's era. From steam-powered tanks to war balloons, he even was responsible for the plans for the massive drill that almost pierced the great walls of Ba Sing Se, most of which he made for the Fire Nation after being blackmailed by them, and fearing that if he didn't make good on their deal, they would invade his sons, and their people's new home at one of the air temples. But thanks with help from good old Team Avatar, he was able to make up for this blunder, and later on, he and his son would ally with Team Avatar to go against and defeat the Fire Nation. Number 91, Vakir. Vakir was once part of the Union Archers, a group of highly elite Fire Nation archers, until he became dishonored after felling Prince Ozai. Even though he still retained the sharp skills of a Union archer, being able to hit a target regardless of how far the distance or how obstructed their vision is, he was downgraded to being part of the Rough Rhinos, a group for hire, and because of this was not just responsible for the destruction of Jet's village, but also the death of his parents. Number 90, Hiroshi. Being the founder of Future Industries, Hiroshi Sato was an extremely brilliant inventor and engineer. Being born a non-bender, Hiroshi would grow to hate benders deeply after a group of benders called the Agni Kai Triad broke into his home, killed his wife, and left him a widowed father of his daughter, Asami. This would lead to Hiroshi becoming an Equalist, which are a group of terrorists against benders, and have him building advanced technological weapons which he would supply the Equalists with, which would spell bad news for the benders since Hiroshi was one of the top minds of Korra's era. But even after all the fights with Team Avatar, which would lead to Hiroshi even attacking his own daughter, he would later on redeem himself, apologize to his daughter, and make up for all his blunders by sacrificing his life so Korra and her team could finally defeat the final big bad. Number 89, Julie. Do the thing, Julie. She was the beautiful and insanely capable assistant of the genius businessman Varric. This girl could do anything, and whatever Varric needed of her, whenever he needed it, she was ready and willing to support him. She was even a pro at using a power mech suit to defend this dude. Talk about having a ninja as a helping hand. But because Varric abused her loyalty, taking her for granted, she seemingly betrayed him. But nah, not my girl Julie. She was loyal to the very end, ride or die, spy. Which allowed Varric to finally realize and confess his love for her, which she returns heavily, which is why she was so loyal. They got married and truly had one of the best happy endings in the entire Avatar series. Number 88, Varric. Varric is your beyond average wealthy genius, capable of inventing stuff beyond your wildest dreams. He's completely eccentric, and once he has his sights set on achieving something, he goes at it like a punch to the face. being responsible for some of the many remarkable technological innovations in Korra's era. This brilliant billionaire businessman is always ready to make a profit, though sometimes it leads him down the wrong road, often putting himself and those around him in danger. But luckily, being wise and knowledgeable, he grew as a person and stopped taking his loyal, capable assistant for granted. Finally realizing he loved her, they eloped and started a new life together. Number 87, the Ai Spirit. The Ai Spirit was one of the allies of Avatar 1, though it didn't start out that way. That's because he originally held intense prejudice against humanity, believing that they were the source of not only their own problems, but the spirit's problems as well. That was until he encountered Wan before he became the very first Avatar and saw his story play out, which made the Ai Spirit grow to respect Wan and follow his wishes to keep the humans and spirits separate, taking his spirit oasis back with him into the spirit world. Number 86, Baatar Jr. Baatar Jr. is the eldest son of Sunyan Beifong and is the first grandchild of Toph Beifong. He's a brilliant engineer that not only betrayed his family to go work for Kuvira, but even became engaged to her, becoming her fiancé. Even though Baatar Jr. is a non-bender, he can still hold his own when he's piloting a mecha suit, and because he was able to closely study Varric's work, he was not only able to replicate it, but improve upon it, not only creating the spirit energy cannon powered by the spirit vines, which held enough power to blow up small hills and buildings, but he also created the Colossus, a giant mecha suit, which, with attached to the spirit energy cannon and piloted by Kuvira, held enough power and strength to nearly thrash an entire city. But just because he was smart doesn't mean he was wise, as his blind loyalty to Kuvira led him to being betrayed by her and being nearly killed by the very same weapons he built for her. Number 85, Zayshawn.
Zayshawn was a princess of the Fire Nation and the sister of Fire Lord Sozin. She embraced air nomad philosophy and intends to swear off her earthly possessions in exchange for a life of austerity. She was born second in line to the Fire Nation throne, though showed no signs of firebending. Because of this, her parents and teachers pitted her against her brother Sozin to drive her brother to greater heights and to draw bending abilities out of Zayshawn. So the two siblings fought for as long as they could remember. The struggles failed to transform Zayshawn into a firebender though, and her teachers turned their focus entirely onto Sozin. Despite this, Zayshawn refused to stop competing, studying, and growing, striving to prove herself worthy of her family's legacy. However though, as she studied air nomad philosophies, she realized that her family's legacy was the one unworthy of her. When Sister Roshan came to the Fire Nation capital as a teacher, she devoted herself to air nomad training, hoping she might gain new skills that would make her a match for Sozin. And new skills she did learn, as she not only became skilled in the fight styles of the air nomads, but because Roshan herself was a master chi blocker, she became a skilled chi blocker herself. Lastly, she was also dedicated to political maneuvering, such as planning a political marriage with the leader of the Guiding Wind, even though she loved Roshan, and Roshan loved her, vice versa. But they both realized that there were greater things than their love for one another.
Number 84, Haru. Originally sought out to be Aang's first earthbending teacher, Haru had his own list of problems, with the number one being earthbending being outlawed by the Fire Nation. But he had a rebellious spirit that wouldn't be broken, and with the help of Katara and Team Avatar was able to not only free his father from captivity, but also put the fight back in the captured earthbenders, allowing them to regain their pride and freedom. Number 83, Jet. Jet is a dual swords-wielding freedom fighter who knows how to lay down the riz. He's a ride or die for his companions, and all he wants is to free the world from Fire Nation tyranny. Mainly because he's obsessed with revenge after what they did to his parents and his village when he was a child. So if you get in the way of that vengeance, don't be surprised when he starts swinging his blades at you. But it is a really bad characteristic for this really cool, capable swordsman. Even when he tried to throw his anger and hatred aside, it dragged him back in. The man's been scarred for life, betrayed, beaten, hypnotized, and even seemingly killed. But regardless of what his fate truly was at the end of the day, Jet will always be in the top 10 non-benders. Number 82, Long Feng. With not just being the secretariat to the Earth King, Long Feng was the head of the Dai Li, which was an elite secret police force of Ba Sing Se created by Avatar Kyoshi during her era. And with all of them being top-notch earthbenders, Long Feng being the leader of them makes him top tier. But don't get me wrong, he is a snake, one that likes to manipulate and use people from the shadows, even going so far as to utilize hypnosis as a better way of controlling the citizens of Ba Sing Se, as well as any other unfortunate soul unlucky enough to be captured by him and his forces. Luckily, the slimy earthworm got his just desserts after betraying the Earth King and the people of Ba Sing Se so many times. Good riddance. Number 81, Iki. One of Tenzin's daughters and one of Aang's granddaughters. Iki is very energetic like her siblings. Well, maybe not Jinora, but still. She is very smart, very insightful, and also very kind and always looking to help, like her overall family. And because she was born an airbender, having the power in her genes, raised and trained by her father Tenzin, who was raised and trained by his father Aang, she of course is above most of the new airbenders who was given the ability through harmonic convergence. Always quick to make new friends, and always quick to speak her mind. She is imaginative and creative. All the qualities of a great airbender. Number 80, Milo. Milo is the adorable grandchild of Aang and Katara, and the spunky, sometimes overconfident first son of Tenzin. He's a little rascal, but he has a kind heart, always looking to help. Being like a gas ball of air, he can sometimes be a little bit much, but he loves his friends, family, and animal companion and will do anything to protect them. And of course, with being Tenzin's kid, he started off Korra's series being better than most of the new airbenders that were born through harmonic convergence. But he got even better with maturity, becoming a little bit more disciplined, getting to go on important missions that involved, well, saving the world like good old Team Avatar. Trust me, I don't think you can handle all this, Milo. Number 79, the Lieutenant. A non-bender with a considerable amount of fighting skills that was second in command of the Equalists under Amon. Holding an intense hatred of benders, this was the reason why he fully devoted himself to Amon's anti-bending revolution. And being that he was such a loyal, disciplined fighter was the reason why he was promoted into being second in command. The lieutenant knew how to utilize electrified collie sticks to take down even the most skilled pro-bender, and was resilient enough to take on heavy damage and still keep on fighting. But regardless of having such an amazing devout follower, Amon betrayed him like he did everyone else, bloodbending him into submission. Number 78, Zhao, aka Admiral Zhao, aka Zhao the Moonslayer. Though that second epithet of his didn't really take, since the moon rose right back up with Yue's sacrifice, but hey, I'll give this to him. No one was dumb enough to actually try and throw the world out of balance by taking away waterbenders' ability to live up to their namesake. But to be fair, he did actually kill the moon spirit, but it was a cheap kill since Zhao only knows how to get the advantage through slight underhanded means. All that to say, his ego really is his worst enemy, making him truly overestimate his abilities and worth. Which all came to a head when he was consumed by a vengeful ocean spirit, then dragged into the spirit world just to be thrown into the fog of lost souls to spend an eternity in insanity and despair, which honestly sounds like a suitable punishment for a person who tried to slay the moon. Number 77, Mai. Mai is the definition of complex. She is a governor's daughter, so she comes from a high wealthy house. But she ain't helpless. She can definitely powwow with the best of them. Being an expert knife, dagger, arrow, dart thrower, she has insane accuracy and precision and almost never misses. And once she has a target in her sight, she'll keep going at it until she hits it. So definitely not the type of girl you want to break up with. She's also very dark in her personality, very serious, but also laid back. Which is why I feel she's so complex, but maybe it's just me. Either way, she was forced into being part of Azula's elite group of hunters to track and bring down the Avatar. But through Zuko, she awoke to realize she loved him more than she feared Azula. Number 76, Heibai. Now, Heibai is a forest spirit, a cute, friendly panda that if you get on his bad side, though, will turn into a huge black and white monster capable of spiriting your soul away. And he is also capable of a lot of destruction, so if you want to avoid that and stick on his good side, I suggest you take care of your nearby forest. Number 75, Wan Xing Tong. Wan Xing Tong is the owl spirit that knows 10,000 things. His library is revered and regarded for being the one spot that holds the most knowledge in both the human world and the spirit world. And it used to be free for anyone to go and learn from, until humans came and messed that whole deal up with their wars. Number 74, Hugh. Hugh is part of the waterbenders that separated from the overall tribes and went on their own path into the swamp. There, they're more in tune with nature and started waterbending swamp water and hunting swamp creatures for sustenance. And Hugh, besides monks, is the most hippy-dippy guy you'll meet in the Avatar world. I mean, he's so in tune with nature, he can bend the water within plants and vines, allowing him to have started and developed the unique and rare style of plant bending, for which, if you have enough vegetation at your disposal, allows you to make a jungle, forest, or swamp, for that matter, your absolute domain where you have complete advantage. You can even make yourself appear as a plant or swamp monster to strike fear in your enemies. Number 73, Iroh II. Son of Fire Lord Izumi, who is the daughter of Fire Lord Zuko, she named Iroh II after her great uncle, and just like how he was, Iroh II is also a very skilled and intelligent general. Guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Especially since he's kind-hearted, very proficient in firebending, and deeply believes in Aang's vision of all the nations working together for peace and prosperity. Which is why at an early age he left the Fire Islands to serve the Water Tribe fleet, then later joined the United Forces and rose up their ranks to become the youngest general in their history of military leaders. And he deeply cares for Republic City, as it is a symbol of what is possible when all four nations cast aside their differences to work together, and is willing to sacrifice his own life to protect it.
Number 72 and number 71, Desna and Eska. You might be wondering why I'm doing these individuals together. Well, that's because they're twins, and they're very inseparable. With both being the twin children of Unalaq, his son and daughter, with Unalaq also being Korra's uncle, it makes Desna and Eska the cousins of an Avatar. And what's even crazier than them being related to an Avatar is how crazy strong they are in waterbending. And how just outright crazy one of them is when it comes to love. But they were both loyal to their father, doing anything he ever told them to, until he became crazy himself after becoming the monstrous Dark Avatar, making them lose all faith in him and causing them to betray him to work for Team Avatar in the hopes of defeating him. And after said defeat, the twins would later become co-chiefs of the Northern Water Tribe, inheriting the title from their late father.
Number 70, Suki. Suki is a proud Kyoshi warrior. And honestly, coming to mind, Kyoshi couldn't have inspired none better. Not only is she well trained and a fierce warrior, but she has a lot of love and heart, which in most cases makes her even stronger, because she's very determined to protect what she cares about deeply. But even though she is very kind, don't take her niceness for weakness. Because if you get on her bad side, you'll be making out with the ground pretty quick and hard. And it was just this ability to switch from such a nice person to such a fierce warrior is what made her not just an amazing ally, but later an awesome, iconic member of Team Avatar. Sokka, you really won the lottery with this one. Suki just can't be beat. Number 69, Ty Lee. I'm sorry, I have to say this. Ty Lee was a snack on Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm sorry, but I'm not just putting her on here just because of her looks and zaniness. She was an elite fighter. Coming from a circus background, she is incredibly acrobatic and has a profound understanding of chi blocking like none you've ever seen. She is graceful with the leaps and very precise with her knuckles. She is fast, strong, and most of all, loyal. But if she finds that you are definitely not the right type of person to follow, she'll take you down. Because she values friendship and she doesn't want to see a friend get hurt. She's just incredible. Number 68, Sokka. Now, before any of y'all say it, yes, this ain't biasy. Sokka to me has proven to be, other than Zuko, has shown to have the greatest character growth in all of Avatar. Starting out as someone you would never even trust in war for being too goofy, inexperienced, or weak. But Sokka had the greatest potential, and he proved it time and time again, growing smarter, stronger, and overall better as a warrior than any other character. Not just befriending a lot of people, but just like with the Avatar, learning from them, training with them to become overall better. And he, just like his father and Master Piandao, is an amazing strategist and combatant. He's come a long way, which is why, like his sister, he never stopped being a valued member of Team Avatar. Number 67, Master Piandao. Master Piandao is an amazing strategist, as well as an exceptional blacksmith and grand swordsmaster. This man lives by the sword, dies by the sword, and has a great eye for talent. Seeing the high potential in Sokka, he decides to take him on as an apprentice, training him so that he may become the great warrior that he sees in him. And thanks to his teachings, Sokka not only becomes a great swordsman, but a greater warrior than he already was. And it only makes sense that this secret member of the Order of the White Lotus would be this wise. He might have lived within Fire Nation borders, but just like with Uncle Iroh, he disagreed with their methods of trying to bring their own form of balance to this world, and was more than willing to not just help his apprentice, but Team Avatar bring an end to the war. Number 66, Asami. Asami is a brilliant industrialist, engineer, businesswoman, and capable butt kicker. And not to mention, an insanely good driver. Plus, yes, the good stuff don't end with her. She comes from a wealthy household, so her pockets are packed with money. Did I mention she's an insanely good fighter? Oh, I did? Well, let me say it again, because she is insanely good at fighting. Able to not just keep up with, but beat down equalists, making her not just a remarkable ally to have, but a most valued member of Korra's Team Avatar. Even when her own father's hatred betrayed her, and then, through his love, sacrificed his own life to save her, she never stopped helping, never stopped supporting Korra. Number 65, Tonrak. Tonrak is the father of Avatar Korra. He is a powerful waterbender who is the current chief of the Southern Water Tribe. But Tonrak was originally part of the Northern Water Tribe, where he was once a general for them. That was until he was banished from that tribe thanks to the secret, evil machinations of his younger brother Unalaq, who had been manipulating Tonrak for most of their lives and would later on involve his inexperienced daughter Korra in his schemes to cause the Northern and Southern Water Tribes to have a civil war with one another, all to free the ancient dark spirit Vaatu. And it didn't help that his foolish daughter Korra was siding with Unalaq for most of it. But luckily, him as a father, his love got through to her, and she started seeing things for how they really were. And after Unalaq's defeat, they were able to bring back peace to the two tribes, showing that Tonrak's definitely no absentee father. He'll always be there for Korra. Number 64, Makitak.
Was a powerful waterbender from the Northern Water Tribe who lived during the era of Roku. She had a deep connection to the spirits, and from a young age, Makitak knew she was different, as she believed she was assigned the wrong gender at birth. When her family rejected her and her need to live openly as her true identity, she found solace in interacting with spirits who understood her true self. She always felt isolated from others and was more in touch with the spirits than people. But she was still a kind woman who often felt isolated due to others not always respecting her true identity. And Maki Talk was a very powerful waterbender, which, thanks to her deep connection with spirits, allowed her to develop an exceedingly rare technique to calm spirits, aka spirit bending, which she developed as the spirits became more and more agitated. And she lived near the edge of a large spirit forest and did her best to stop dark spirits from attacking Agnikella and other settlements.
Number 63, Opal. Opal is the granddaughter of Toph Beifong, but unlike her other siblings, she wasn't born an earthbender. But through harmonic convergence, she gained the ability to airbend and became one of the new air nomads. And after receiving training from Korra and Tenzin, she would utilize her new airbending abilities to help the other nations as well as support Avatar Korra. Now, Opal is very loving and kind, but if you get on her bad side, she will come down on you with full force, and not in a good way. She would later on go on many missions to stop the rising crime rate happening in the Earth Nation. And she would go on to walk in her grandmother's footsteps, protecting this world and really making Toph proud. Number 62, Kai. Kai is one of my favorite characters in Legend of Korra, ain't no lie. Literally, he is in the top 10 of my top 10 favorite characters in Avatar The Last Airbender, the entire franchise. He's such a relatable kid. Starting off as a drifter burglar because he didn't really have much to his name, he became an airbender through harmonic convergence and was able to turn the whole thing around. And at first, yeah, he was trying to make bank on it and trying to con kind-hearted people to cover his posterior. But he was a kind-hearted kid through and through, and he did the right things when it counted, when people needed him the most. And through his training, he became one of the best airbenders. Kid had a knack for it and went on many missions to save many people. Number 61, Boomy the Second. Second generation. This new Boomy is the son of Avatar, named Boomy after Aang's dear old friend. And taking after his uncle Sokka, Boomy, this iteration of Boomy, is very adaptable, fluid, energetic, funny, and combat ready. Well, kinda. Never taking anything too seriously because he never really thought people expected that much from him. Because he wasn't born an airbender. Later in life though, because of how lucky this character is, he became one through harmonic convergence. Now taking training seriously, building a stronger relationship with his brother, this new Boomy ended up becoming one of the best new airbenders there is. Aang would be so proud. Number 60, Tokuga. Tokuga is a young non-bending mobster who overthrew Viper as the head of the Triple Threat Triad. With all the Triads' turf destroyed, he was determined to unite all the Triads under his rule, regardless of the cost. When a run-in with a dragon eel spirit left him severely deformed, Tokuga usurped control over Huum Enterprises as he held its CEO, Wanyang Huum, responsible for the attack. Using Huum Enterprises' assets, Tokuga and the Triple Threats then stole a large amount of Earth Empire weaponry and threw Republic City into chaos. The criminals were defeated by Team Avatar. However, though, Tokuga managed to escape into the spirit world, and he is a skilled fighter, mixing chi blocking with the usage of hook swords into his fighting style. Additionally, by his own claim, Tokuga's physical strength and speed became enhanced as a result of his deformation after his encounter with the dragon eel spirit. At the same time, he mastered fine control and movement of the arm to precisely strike pressure points with his chi blocking. He also appears to be capable of altering the length of this new limb, allowing him to extend it to reach to a certain degree. And as a bonus of being part spirit, he is also immune to poisonous gas. Number 59, Mako. Now, Mako started out as a pro bending player, which is an athlete and a competitive, combative, bending-focused sports game. But after meeting and befriending the Avatar, he leveled up, becoming a hero of sorts. Even going so far as to get a legit job that mirrors his now more duty-bound personality, becoming a firebending police officer. Now, on paper, Mako just seems like a normal hot boy, average firebender, as he is able to simply firebend and redirect and shoot lightning. But with having both gained experience from pro bending and with working with the Avatar to save the world, he became one of the most elite firebenders of that era, which goes so far as to show he's much more than just a pretty face.
Number 58, Kavik. Kavik was a waterbender, errand runner, and informant that worked within the City of Spies during Avatar Yang-Chen's era. And more so than that, he was a companion of Avatar Yang-Chen, being part of her team Avatar. Kavik is a very skilled waterbender, but holds greater mastery when it comes to espionage in the Avatar world. This was the very reason why Yang-Chen recruited him in the first place, but the reason why she kept him, even though at the start she didn't know if she could trust him, was because she found that two traits that Kavik exceeded more so than his espionage or waterbending skills was his kind heart and his strong belief in loyalty. Number 57, Rangi. Rangi was a powerful firebending officer, teacher, and companion of Avatar Kyoshi during her era. She originally was the friend and bodyguard of the false Avatar Yun, with her mom, Heiron, being one of the original companions of Avatar Karuk during his era, and the firebending teacher of the false Avatar Yun before the truth was revealed on him. And even more so than that, the mother and daughter duo comes from a noble family that has been teaching Fire Nation royalty firebending for generations, so her lineage is pretty impressive. And Rangi as a character is super loyal to her true love Kyoshi, as when Kyoshi went on a quest of vengeance, Rangi joined her and stayed by her side, as they both joined the Flying Opera Company, and Rangi became an even more skilled and powerful firebender because of it, being able to even produce white flames. Talk about a hot girl. Number 56, Kelsang. Kelsang was a powerful airbending air nomad monk who was one of the former companions of Avatar Karuk and later became the adoptive father of the Avatar that came after, Kyoshi, as well as the airbending teacher of the false Avatar Yun after him and Jiansu's misidentification of him as the Avatar. Disgraced from the air nomads after his desperation to keep peace in the absence of an Avatar led him to using his powerful airbending to sink an entire fleet from the Fifth Nation. But after finding out Kyoshi was the true Avatar, Kelsang sacrificed his own life to protect hers, dying as the loving fatherly figure he became.
Number 55, Tagaka. Tagaka is the self-appointed pirate queen of the Fifth Nation, a slaver and waterbender who leads a fleet of diverse bending pirates. She was as cruel and as powerful as she was strategic and intelligent, wielding a sword that she stole off of an admiral of Ba Sing Se, that she killed in a fierce clash after nearly sinking his entire Earth Kingdom Navy fleet. She and her enormous band of pirates ravaged the Earth Kingdom's coast during the early life of Avatar Kyoshi because of Avatar Karuk's absence because of his early death. She would rule the seas, becoming one of the mightiest pirate leaders in the Avatar world's history, but would later meet her downfall at the hands of Avatar Kyoshi, becoming imprisoned, but then later escaping, yet never being able to successfully recreate the Fifth Nation again. Number 54, Jianzu. Jianzu was one of the former companions of Avatar Karuk and one of the former teachers of the false Avatar Yun, who he helped in misidentifying. In Karuk's absence, a high level of desperation grew within Jianzu to maintain peace and balance between the nations, to the point where he was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to do so. And because he was a powerful earthbending sage, with his allies being powerful benders who were former companions of Karuk's team Avatar, he could do so. After all of his deceptions and manipulations was found out by the true Avatar Kyoshi, Jianzu the Gravedigger, known for burying thousands of Dao Fei alive, would find himself having no choice but to force her to cooperate with him, going so far as to sacrifice the false avatar Yun, who he had been training this entire time and who had seen him as an adoptive father figure, which caused Kyoshi to lose it, burning all bridges and ties to him, only wanting revenge, which unfortunately for Jianzu, she wouldn't be alone, as Yun would return being more powerful than ever, but being broken mentally, and end up killing Jianzu.
Number 53, Paku. Now, Paku is a grandmaster of waterbending. Not only is this dude great at his craft, he's also great at teaching those to be also great waterbenders as well. If they have the potential for it, that is. The only downside to this well-respected character was his original views, believing that women with their waterbending shouldn't be warriors, but instead healers via tradition. But it took a very determined, very passionate, very talented waterbender, aka Katara, to push him past those old-timey views and wake him up to the reality of what is. And that is, waterbenders can choose for themselves on whether or not they want to be healers or warriors. This secret member of the Order of the White Lotus grew overall as a better person because of this, and became an awesome granddad.
Number 52, John.
This dude is a firebending genius! You do not want to have an Agni Kai with John, cause he'll burn you worse than Ozai did Zuko's eye. Originally, John was sought out to be the one that would teach Aang firebending, even being so far as to be forced by the spirit of Avatar Roku to teach the little airbending boy the ways of fire. But the boy was too arrogant and accidentally hurt somebody he loved. So they decided to put a little pause on learning the hot stuff. And last we saw of him, after he helped Aang and the team escape some firebender soldiers, he went and revealed himself to be one of the White Lotus members, the best of the best, which is why he's definitely top 10 firebenders.
Number 51, Monk Gyatso. Monk Gyatso was the mentor, guardian, and father figure to Avatar Aang, on top of once being the Avatar companion and best friend of Avatar Roku, Aang's predecessor. With being an extremely skilled and powerful airbender, so much so that he was known as a prodigy just like Aang in airbending, Gyatso was no joke when it came to battle, but just like Aang, was very pessimistic and kind-hearted, so preferred to find other solutions than just throwing hands. Always looking to help people who were in need, always keeping an open mind and talking things out. It was because of Gyatso that Roku became such a kind avatar that looked out for all nations instead of becoming the tool and weapon that Sozin and the Fire Nation wanted him to be. And was because of Gyatso's guidance, and later on Roku's, that Aang was able to become the same type of avatar, being able to defeat the current Fire Lord and bring the world back into balance. Number 50, King Bumi.
Bumi is the king of Omashu, and he's over 100 years old. He's a cookie one, but is kind and playful at his center, and he is a ridiculously strong earthbender. So to have him this early on the list should clue you in that we're about to get some really good ones later on. Not to mention, Bumi is wise, being secretly a member of the Order of the White Lotus. His powerful earthbending only comes second to both his wisdom and his experience. I mean, when he had to, he single-handedly took an entire kingdom back from the Fire Nation in one day. All to say, Bumi's no joke, even though he likes to joke around.